story of the Mala people, which was a nomadic group of people that travelled a lot around Central Australia. One day they arrived here at Uluru and they decided this would be a really great place to have a ceremony. So they started busily preparing for the ceremony. They rose the ceremonial pole to indicate to other people that they had that they were beginning their ceremony, and started busily preparing. As they were preparing, two men from Katachuta arrived and invited the Mala people to their ceremony that they were about to have. The Mala people politely declined, saying that they've already begun their ceremony and couldn't stop it now. Those two men from Katachuta went back home and they were very disappointed, and their people were very, very angry. It was quite offensive to reject a ceremony offer. So what the Katachuta people did is they had their ceremony and created this evil spirit, this devil dog, whose job was to come and attack the Mala people as punishment for skipping their ceremony. So this devil dog named Kupan started traveling over towards Uluru. He was able to shapeshift so that he could avoid being detected. He was shapeshifted into a sand dune, a bush, whatever he needed to not be seen. But eventually he was seen by the Kingfisher woman, who came to warn the Mala people of the danger. Unfortunately though, the Mala people didn't listen, and they just continued with their ceremony. And they paid a big price, because one evening Kupan arrived over near the other side of the rock there at a men's sensitive site and attacked several men when they were sleeping. This scared all of the Mala people, so the women and children began fleeing down to South Australia to get away from Kupan. But all the men tried to stay so that they were able to fight Kupan and protect their families. One of those men who stayed was Malawati, this man up here. Malawati was one of the elder men, one of the senior men of the group, and he tried to get all of his men to come together so they could be a stronger force against Kupan. Unfortunately though, his efforts would be in vain, because Kupan grabbed Malawati and smashed him up against the wall of the rock, creating the indentation that we see now today. That killed Malawati instantly and scared all of the other men, who then joined their families in fleeing down to South Australia, with Kupan chasing them in the back. This story does continue in South Australia, so if you're down there and you're wanting to hear what happens next, then you'll be able to find that out down there. As with the other story I told you this morning, this does have a lesson. First lesson, always pay attention to signs of danger. The Mala people didn't. They didn't listen to the Kingfisher woman, and things didn't go very well for them. And secondly, always finish what you've started. The Mala people know how important it was for them to finish their ceremony after they started that as well. Alright, so depending on how well you can see abstract shapes, you might be able to see the face of Malawati on the left here, looking out towards where we just came from. Mm-hmm. And his hair is the big part at the end there. Yeah. So he's looking over his people who travelled that way to get to South Australia.